name's Helen. I'm the Diddy Stitcher. My pronouns are she, her. Today is Thursday the 16th of May. My goodness. It is very grey here in the northeast of England. Let's still hot. We had our summer. It was 2 days. It was on a weekend. It was lovely. But yeah, normal scheduling has resumed. I think because Alex and I bought new garden furniture. So apologies for that. The the jinx of it. But our garden furniture, gosh, is like maybe 15 years old now. When did we get it? No, maybe not 15. Maybe like 13. It was when we were living at Alex's place in Hull, and we got, just a tiny little round table and 4 little folding up chairs. And now we have a much bigger garden. We've been here 5 years. More than 5 years now. And we were still using the really old garden furniture. So we ordered an actual rectangular table, and it extends for when we have loads of family. We've got 8 chairs now, so we're not bringing chairs from inside outside for people to sit on when they come visit. So yeah, we ordered those, and thus the weather has changed. So yeah. Anyway, welcome. This is a Flosstube. This is a video about cross stitch, if you didn't know. And in my Flosstubes, I talk a little bit about tarot at the beginning, because I love tarot, just to give you kind of a little feeling of what might be going on. I pull a card for the stitchy community, for whoever's watching, kind of to do with your stitching. I pull for me personally, and you might pull if you're into tarot for your daily, or whatever pulls that you do. But I like to focus this on my stitching, because I need some direction in my stitching sometimes. But yeah, normally talk about what I pulled last video. I didn't pull last video because it was a bonus Flosstube about Stitch North. So what I have been working on is organising my tarot trades. So if you don't know, some people that do tarot have a deck that they just trade with people. Either they pull for the person that they're going to trade with, or because we did it in real life, IRL, that person can shuffle your deck and choose a card for them. It's really fun. It means I've got loads of cards from my friends. I keep them separate. Some people have them all together and then they pull from that whole deck. It's really up to you. But I wanted to say, if you're new, if you have a tarot trading deck, or you're thinking of getting one, please let me know. I would love to trade with you. So yeah, that's my last video tarot thing. This video tarot thing, I've pulled the 9 of Pentacles, which is really lovely. I think Michelle pulled this on her last video, and I think it's really appropriate for today. So in general, the 9 of Pentacles, Pentacles are all kind of about material things like finances and work, and feeling secure, like maybe in your house, or things around you. And the 9 is just before the 10, which is the culmination of the journey of that suit. The 9 kind of says, stop and look at all that you've accomplished. You've got so much. You've got all of these pentacles that you've collected, but also you're not quite at the 10 yet. So you may be sitting here thinking, oh, I've got all of this stuff, but something might be missing. So don't stop just now. You've done really well, but you're not quite at the end yet. So just remember that. And hopefully I'll reference it back when I talk about some things here, because this really resonated with me today. So I'll put her here. Kind of have a think about. So what I'm all into this week, stitching. I've come back from Stitch North like so invigorated, which is not a feeling I thought I would have. I thought it would be pure exhaustion, and I was exhausted, as you saw in my last episode when I just cried for lots of reasons, but mostly just because I was exhausted. Yeah, I thought it would completely drain me, and I would come home and not want to look at stitching. You know, not in that I didn't like it anymore, but, you know, just it was a bit much. No, exactly the opposite. I want to stitch everything all the time. I've like put all of my haul that I had, put it away, got some new ideas. I've like kitted up stuff that I got some haul for, and then I'm like, I want to start it, but I have to like pull myself back and not start all the things. So yeah, I've got some ideas, I've got some plans. I've done a lot of work, but I'm not there yet. So yeah, let's get into it. So I've got some FFOs, I've got some starts, and I've got some whips, and I've got some haul. So FFOs. So I guess it's like a start, a SAFFO, a start, a finish, and a fully finished. So a couple of things that I wanted to work on straight away when I came home from Stitch North is like stuff that I knew if I put it away I would never get to it, and they were just little things. So I thought I'll just do it now and get it out of the way with. So this is what I started. This is the little name tag that we got in the goodie bag. So I did the hi, my name is, and then used the alphabet that we got in the chart to do my name. And then it was like you could stay like Stitch North, and I wanted something that I could wear to any more retreats, like universal retreats that I go to. So I didn't want to put Stitch North specifically on it. So I've put the Diddy Stitcher, so people know who I am. If you can read it, I don't know. I used, this is a 2-ply silk from What Mustard Made, that I had in stash, and I thought it was just great to use up for this. And then this is the little 2024 charm that we got from Sheba Designs with the little pen. So I figure every retreat that I go to, I'll put a little date thing. I don't know that I'll go to more than one in a year. It's pretty big for me to go to ones. So I think a charm for a year. And I was thinking, I went to the Floss Friends retreat in 2022. Was it 2022? I think so. So I need a little 2022 charm, I think, and I'll like, you know, change it, put it in so it kind of commemorates that. And then I can, you know, add some more along the bottom and blah, blah, blah. And I've kept my orts from Stitch North, and I think I'll just keep adding orts. This is my retreat orts. I did have a little bit of trouble with how to like finish it, because I did kind of just try and fold it and tuck it in, but it was too thick with like folded fabric, so I had to use like a double sided adhesive interfacing kind of thing. And I just had this like thicker kind of cotton, I think from some embroidery box or something that I wasn't going to use, but it's like sturdy enough that it with the interfacing it helps. And I cut it like really close. I was a bit scared about that, but it seems to be working just fine. And then I'll still be able to stitch through to put the charms on, or I'll just glue them on. Whatever. But yeah, I was happy about that. Didn't want to put it away because I knew I would never get to it. And so the next time I go to a retreat, I've got it all ready to go. So the other thing that I didn't want to put away and forget about was the luggage tag that we got again in the grab bag from Canadian Stitchery. And I still had my suitcase out from I hadn't put my suitcase away yet. I've put this in. So we didn't get this. We got like just the wooden thing, and it came with like a red felt to put on the back. Anyway, so I just kind of freehanded a HT, Helen Try, but that's me. And I always love like drawing 3D cubes, like doing a square and then like doing the diagonals off it and then colouring it in, so the shading. It's just one of the things that I doodle. So I kind of did it like that. So I stitched the H and the T, and then in different shades of kind of blue I went off, so it's just in half stitches that's like coming off. I think it looks quite cute. But yeah, I was a bit scared about actually putting it on my suitcase. So I had these luggage tags to keep it safe, and then also I'm able to put like the little, you know, actual information from a luggage tag. So yeah, I thought that was quite, it fits quite nicely in there. You can see. So yeah, that will go on my actual suitcase. And then, oh, I did have another FFO, but, well, I finished it. I didn't stitch it. This was a gift from Kaylee Cross Stitch at Stitch North. So she was giving out these little It's You I Likes that she'd stitched real tiny. So I just had one of these tiny little hoops and finished it in there. So I think it'll go up here somewhere. You know, it'll go somewhere. But yeah, finish that as well because I didn't want that to get lost somewhere. Needs to be done. So then I've had 4 starts since I've been home. It's okay. We'll do it. So, the retreat exclusive chart this year at Stitch North was this Stitch Together from Tiny Modernist. And I bought the chart and the floss pack, but not the fabric. I've got tons of fabric. I could find something. So this is all the floss. What I chose to do this on is the 40 count fluff. The 40 count like grunge fedal that I got from Evertote Roxy Floss Co. At Stitch North, because I decided that what I got that for, I'm not going to do that, so I could use it. And also I knew I had this frame in like my frame box, and it's going to fit really well on this 40 count, and you can't really tell here because I've not got enough colours on it, but I think it's going to work really well with all these colours. So yeah, this is 40 count, 1/2 with the called for floss, 40 count for a doll. It's a bit bigger than I thought. What's the stitch count on it? It says it's only 77 by 77, but it feels like it's a lot of stitching. There's just a lot going on here. There's just a lot going on. So yeah, started that. Oh, and this needle minder's from Amy. I was sat next to her, and she's just the loveliest. So that's that. I wasn't counting stitches because it's the paper chart. The next thing I started was Spring Fling. So these 20 stitches and Uncanny Kari. I think this is the third year. Do a box with a pattern and floss and fabric and goodies, and then do a digital retreat for a couple of hours. So I signed up this year. Very glad I did. This is the pattern. This is Cat Quest. I think I showed it on my last video, and maybe I shouldn't have showed it, but anyway. So the digital retreat was on Saturday, just gone. So this is what I got done on the retreat. So this is a 36 count linen, and the linen and the floss, beautiful, beautiful floss. Oh, I lost one. I actually dropped one down there. Hold on. Well, that was far more difficult than it should have been. So yeah, the fabric and the floss, do that better, is dyed by Al, Dee's friend, whom they also do, the both of them do a podcast called Ad Creeps. It's hilarious. You should go listen to it anywhere you find podcasts. So I love Al, and they did a really good job of dyeing. They used to dye yarn, and Dee's trying to get them back into dyeing for the cross stitch peoples, which is really exciting. So this, yeah, is a 36 count linen called Manuscript. It's really, really subtly like kind of veined, kind of like a little bit old paper crumple kind of thing, which is lovely. And then the green is called Garwin. The yellow is Lancelot. The pink is Galahad. And the blue is Percival. And I just had to use all the colours while I was on the retreat, because again, this is a lot of stitches. What is this? This is 123 by 171. Again, I'm not counting stitches because it's a paper chart. But it's a lot of stitches. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so we got to talk to Carrie about their art process. They showed us like a screen recording of them doing the digital art, which is just amazing to me. I'm not like artistic like that, but I love seeing it, and you know, the decisions of some things and just putting the box together, how that worked. And then Dee was doing some fabric dyeing, which was really fun. And like 4 people won like one of a kind Dee fabric. So much fun. It was really great. I hadn't signed up in previous years, I think because of the shipping. I wasn't sure about the shipping, but I'll definitely do it again next year and just hope that it gets to me in time. So yeah, that was and I don't know why, because I've seen other spring flings, like I know how big they are, but I didn't expect that I would finish it on the retreat. But I didn't think it would be that big that it would have to be a whip and it, like, in a project bag, and do you know what I mean? I think that was just stupid, Helen. So yeah, that kind of comes into the plans things of, oh my god, I'm gonna have to reshuffle everything. What else? So, third new start. In this kind of, I don't even know what to call it. I think I just had a lot of energy and I wanted to start a load of things, so it's just, this has been on my wish list, for a couple of years. I got this pattern at the Floss Friends retreat and I've been wanting to start it. And it's 77 by 56. It's going to take no time at all, but I haven't even started it. So this is it. This is Harvest Moon by Island Cottage Needle Arts. It's copyright 2010. And I just googled to get like the front cover picture to see if I could for my Notion, and I came across Red Sand Fiber Art Studio that's in Montreal in Canada, and they have the digital pattern because they're saying this is their in-house design company, designed by Joni Black. I've never heard of Island Cottage Needle Arts before, or really since. So I can't verify that, but if anybody does know and can verify that, please let me know, and then I can say, you know, you can get a legitimate digital copy. But for it being so old, I was just a bit wary. Better to be cautious in these things. But yeah, so let me show you. So this is my tiny little start. So this is on, I chose a 28 count even weave Whisper Grey, I think. I didn't write it down. Doing 1/1 to make it just tiny, just a little thing. I'm not doing the called for, I'm kind of doing, you know, a sympathetic kind of raid of my stash. So this is what I've got. Everything's a bit crazy because it's I'm doing one strand and then I'm cutting that strand in half because it's so long. Anyway, there needs to be another yellow for the moon and a black for the crow, which I know from my Notion is in another project and I'll grab it when I need it. But yeah, actually the old red paint of the house is what I did actually pull, and I wasn't looking at the cold for, I was just looking at the front cover and seeing what I wanted it to be. So yeah, I won't be as variegated as that because it's so small over one. But yeah, it's just really cute and it's been sat there, and every time I look at my little pile of paper patterns in my drawer, I'm like, I really want to stitch it. Why not? So it is like kind of now my desk project. which has been good. And then hopefully I can, when that's finished, I'll put in another kind of, I've said like roughly 70 by 70, depending on the coverage. You know, what I'll put in. But so these tiny little ones, because I've got such massive projects, I never get to the tiny ones and like see an easy, not an easy win, but you know, a quicker finish in some things. And then my last like start, I can kind of get away with it because it's the round robin. So this is the last round of the first Most Magnificent Ink Circles round robin. This is Rob's piece. This is Elegant Squid. I'll put a picture up because this is all in plastic and got stuff in it. And so this is on Misty Rain by Die Stitch Love. It's a 32 count linen. I'm not actually sure which way this goes up. I just orientated my stitches the right way. So yeah, as you can probably see, I had a little fight with it. I had to frog out some of this. So I'm doing this in little bursts. So I think there's like 50 stitches down. So I'm taking it in kind of rows of 10 roughly and following the pattern of where to fill it in. So on Mondays and Thursdays, Anna stays out. She stays at my mum's on a Monday and my dad's on a Thursday. So I've got some actual, you know, pretty guaranteed stitching time of an evening. So if I stitch every time she's out on this, it'll be done by the time it needs to be posted at the end of this month, I think. Because I've had this a while. I've had this since before I went to Stitch North, but because I was doing so much to go to Stitch North, I decided I would leave it, which is fine. But now I'm worried that it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, the colours of this. This is Gentle Arts Raw Iron for the squid, and Joshua Tree by Classic Colourworks for the doodads, which is nice. And this is my Megan needle minder. So yeah, not much to show on that, but I did have a fight with it. But yeah, I think we've talked about it, we've moved on, and we have a plan for working together that's gonna work. So yeah. That was start number 4. Oh, I feel out of breath just telling you about that. Also not counting stitches because it's a paper pattern. I've started so many paper patterns. I don't think I like it. So then whips that I've worked on, and it's been a bit funny because I didn't pull from my whip board last video, bonus video. Yeah, I've done so much stitching that I think because I was probably worried that I hadn't chosen anything, that I've just been a little bit crazy. So I'm like almost excited to roll my whip board. So I've got some boundaries. I need some boundaries. Anyway. So this whip, it always does that. Let's see what we're going to do with this. That way. So this is my Fems and Fungi salve from Fine Frog Stitching. So I had done the frames before I went to Stitch North. And then this number 1 was released while I was at Stitch North. This one, it was in Canada. I don't think I was at Stitch North. This one was released just as I came back from Canada, and this one was just released on Friday. So I had a bit of a catching up to do, because this one is released every Friday, so tomorrow there'll be another one. It feels like a lot, but I'm really, really loving it. It's so, so nice to stitch. So yeah, this cat skull with orange mushrooms. This potion bottles with something. I don't know if there's like a story behind each one. But look at that femur. Look at that thing. It's so good. The charting on that is amazing. Like, look at this hip bone socket thing. What do you call it? That's just two little stitches of 310. Like, and then boom, it's a, you can, oh my god, I just love it. I just love it so much. And I thought I'd just be like, yeah, it's nice. No, I love it. So yeah, it's a lot to do, like, another one each week. But it's gonna be over quick. And I can't wait to frame this. I'm gonna have to get like a real fancy frame for this. So I'm doing it on 20 count forest green even weave by Zweigart. I'm loving it on the green. The called for is like purple, but purple's not it's not really my jam. Green is definitely my jam. I was a bit worried it wasn't going to work because the model's on the purple, but I am loving this green. Loving it. I am doing it 2/1, so it's like really chunky. I get into trouble a little bit sometimes, but I just love it. I just love it. This is 1067 stitches. Is that all of the 3 bits? Can't remember. It should be. That doesn't seem enough though. But yeah, I love it. I love these little colour bits in the corners. That's a nice touch. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. So I'm going to try and keep up with that when it drops on a Friday. I usually have a bit of downtime on a Friday at work until about 3 o'clock when I have to pull like my end of week reports. So I'm going to try and like do it, because I think they come out, I get the emails like pretty early on in the morning, which is good. So yeah, loving it. My next whip this is my tiny stitching. Right, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this. I can barely see it. Oh, that's good, yeah. This is Quakey Crab. It's so tiny! And I love this tiny needle minder from Rocky Mountain Needle Minders that we got in our swag bag. It's perfect for this. So this is the start of Whip Go basically for me. So I worked on the orange bits. I actually took it to one of our hotels. I was having a meeting and I got there a bit early. I knew I was going to get there a bit early, so I took some, and then I showed my colleague. But yeah, this is Quakey Crab, 36 count linen, fibre on a whim wheat. 1/1 with my Natty Judah silk. So I only did that little bit of the orange border and then started on one of his claws. So that's why I've still got some thread hanging. Words. So yeah, Whip Go. It's May. It's the middle of May, and I'm just starting Whip Go. I don't know that I'll carry on, because it took so long to get what I actually needed for my, what am I calling it? Quirky Quaker EPP Whip Go. QQ EPP Whip Go. That I'm so behind. I've got so many of these to do if I want to like carry on with the Whip Go thing. So I'm just gonna see kind of where I go, and maybe next year I'll pick it back up with what I need to do. We'll see. Maybe this should be my desk project and I shouldn't be starting like a new 70 by 70 thing. It's hard. I find this really hard to do without the right light. So I've yet to figure out where in my house I can sit that's got the right light. Or maybe I can sit at my desk and just rearrange the lighting situation at my desk and get these out. Because they're a quick stitch, they should be. It definitely takes a little bit more time. Sorry, Alex just called. I don't know where I was. Yeah, it's like it's a small thing, but it takes a lot of energy. So we'll see. But I've started it. I've started this, the first of the Quakey Quakers. I'll kind of use Whip Go as like which one to do next, because it was basically the point of Whip Go, was to have something else make the decision of which one to do next, because there's so many and I have decision paralysis. So that's it basically on Quaker Whip Go. That's it. I need to figure out when I'm going to work on the whole Quirky Quaker thing together. Next whip, Stitch for Pride. So this month's Stitch for Pride artist was Yashay Gabash. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. She is a Jewish trans artist. She does like photography and kind of installation works. A bit that we learnt about this month was her work Severed Connections, which is really timely at the minute. That line of work was looking at like physical borders between groups of people. So her work looked at the like the peace walls in Northern Ireland, or between Northern Ireland and the Republic, and North and South Korea, and also Israel and Palestine. So this pattern up here is the pattern that we had from Dee. One of Yashay's work involves a lot of barbed wire to represent those borders. So here we have all this kind of stylized barbed wire, but then also this this flag in the middle. So in the installation pieces, you see these big pieces of barbed wire with flags on. And the article that I was reading, it was the interview with Yashay, and you know, it gives examples of her work. And another one of the pieces that she did was to take like barbed wire and mold it into a hand flipping the bird. And it was coloured in blue, pink and white. And the title of the piece is #Cis White Billionaires Lives Matter. And that's her response to certain TERFs in the world. And I just loved it. So, because Dee had chosen the kind of blue, this isn't the called for colours. I didn't get Jazz's colours, but the blue that I picked out based on Dee's recommendations, it kind of worked. So this is a Cottage Garden Threads Mist Dye, this kind of blue. So then looking at the colours of the trans flag that Yashay used in that sculptural piece, I picked out a pink that I had in this palette that is left, because I'm trying to do like link all the pieces together. So this is a Gentle Arts Antique Rose, and I actually have a few skeins of Antique Rose, and this one is very pink compared to some of the more dusty ones, so I was glad that I had this. So you got the blue and the pink, and then like the star in the middle. It's not stitched on the pattern, but I think that kind of represents the white. So yeah, really happy with that. Really happy to learn about Yashay. It's coming together lovely. I love this. This is on 36 count Fibre on a Whim Latte, I think this one is. I love it. Love it. Love the learning, love the stitching. It's just a beautiful piece. Dee was saying at the the Spring Fling retreat that they're working on something for next year, but they didn't disclose too much. But I'm excited, whatever it's going to be. So that was all my whips. So I did get some haul. So I showed in my last video some of the haul that I got from Stitch North / Canada. Is for stuff that I wanted to kit up, and it was mostly successful. I was kind of missing a few bits, and also as I was putting stuff away, I realised that I picked up the wrong stuff. Anyway, so when I went to Geeta's, they didn't have 2 of the water lilies that I needed. So this is hot peppers. This is for glittering leaves / Moonglow. And I might see which one, because this looks very pink and purple, not very yellow. There's only a little bit of yellow up here. I might look at my other skein and see if it's more yellow and swap that one for glittering leaves. That needs to be kind of a little bit more yellow. And then this one is hyacinth, and I can't remember what that one was for. I don't know where my little piece of paper went. Did I throw that out? Can't remember. We'll see. So the other piece that I couldn't get from Geeta's was this Krynic for this is for one of my needle or like counted canvas works. It's like a Christmas one, and this is, it's number 12 braid, so it's thick, and it's 3 to 80, and it's called Citrine. So it's a little bit, it's got some flecks of like turquoise and pink rather than just being a pure gold. And this is for Christmas barn quilts. And the other thing that I picked up what I thought was some silk lame, and it was silk lame, but they didn't have it in the right colour, so I just picked like kind of a different kind of red. I didn't realise that I was picking up the petite, and for counted canvas you need just like the plain. So anyway, I managed to get the right colour. So I think it's really pretty. Anyway, it's got the same kind of look as the citrine. It's got the little bits of blue and such in, so I think it is going to be better anyway. And it's the right size, not the petite. Anyway, I'm sure I'll have a reason for a red sparkly thread in the future. So these were from Create Nostalgia. Mary, she's lovely. I'd ordered on the bank holiday weekend, and she messaged to say it's gone out, but I don't know about the post because of the bank holiday. I was like, I didn't even think that you were going to be working. I didn't even think that you'd be like processing the order until like Tuesday. So she said, this was the piece of the mono canvas that I needed for Christmas barn quilts. And then also I got some hardanger, because I got that book on hardanger from Geeters, and I realised like I kind of need in my whip plans a hardanger kind of project and also a tamari project, because I've got stuff to do tamari and I still haven't done that. Not enough time. And then the other things I got were these Nimue patterns that I've had my eye on for a long time. They had some at Geeters, but not the exact ones that I wanted, so it kind of sparked that, you know, they kind of came back to the top of my list. And then Nimue had 15% off or something like that, so I just thought, oh, I'll get it. I'll get them. These are not all of the ones from there that I want, but it's this kind of set of 3. I don't know if they would call them the set because they're not all, 2 of them are the same size. Anyway, this is the Tits Fairy. Super cute. And the Robin's Fairy. So these 2 are kind of the same size, and then a little bit bigger is the Kingfisher. My husband loves kingfishers, so I think so the little ones are 99 by 136, and then the Kingfisher is 155 by 176. So not hugely, but I could like have them like this kind of thing. It's cute. They do look, I've opened one and looked at the pattern, and there is like half stitches, full stitches, blended threads, back stitch. You know, it's not the easiest, but I think it'll be okay. It's cute. It's cute. So that was haul. So the other thing that I didn't do in my bonus Flosstube was talk about my 1,000 subscriber giveaway celebration thing. So the form was open for another 2 weeks. I don't know if anybody did it after the 2 weeks. So as a reminder, I have one Yasmins Made With Love PDF pattern to give away that Yas has very kindly donated. And then I was giving away 5 needle minders that I've made. So I did my little, I exported the data from the form and did my little random number picker. So the pattern goes to Libby Gracie. Well done, Libby. I'll comment on your comment, and if you can DM me on Instagram, that's probably going to be the best. I have your email, I think, to give to Yaz, but I've got to tell Yaz what pattern you want. And then the needle minders, again, I'll comment on your comment, and we can look at which needle minders you want. So Terry, you won. Terry's been around a long time. Thank you, Terry. Renee, Book Fairy 62, Kitmar 1667, Vanessa, Venmay Stitches, and Stephanie, Mrs. Broom Makes. So those are the 5 winners of my needle minders. So thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please do. It helps. Comment, like, do all the things. I don't know. I'm not very good at doing that sort of thing. But yeah, I appreciate you all coming back and watching and just letting me ramble about stuff. So plans that I have. Trina, lovely friend Trina, sent me a message after my last Flosstube when I talked about Serbian proverb. So this has been on my wish list for a while. I got it at Stitch North. This is the one that Michelle Bendy did as a Stitch It For Me, but I want to do it for myself. So Trina says that she wants to do it as well, so we're going to have a little sale. So if you'd like to join us, please do. I don't know if we've got a hashtag. We're going to start on the 1st of July. And this is kind of what I've picked out so far. So this is, what is this? This is a 40 count linen. This is Valor from Picture This Plus. Oh, look, I got a needle minder on there already. So that's my fabric, and then my floss. I'm kind of going with this Water Lilies. This is Desert Shadow. So it's kind of got greens and blues and purples all in there. And then I'm kind of building up around it. So I've got another Water Lilies green tea, some Cottage Garden threads, blue cypress and oregano, classic Cloette sea oats. I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. Basically, I got this random purple that it's not a lot, but maybe I can use it somewhere. And then this Brennan needle. I don't know what colour that is. This is what I got from Michelle's Stitch It For Me, so I think that's quite nice putting it in here. But basically, the Desert Shadow is the main attraction here. So I think I'm gonna do the border in that, and then let everything kind of come together. This is subject to change. But yeah, I love this floss. It's just beautiful. I love this fabric. I love this chart. I'm really, really excited. So yeah, hop on the sale 1st of July, so you've got time to get the pattern or get the floss that you need. And join me and Trina. Okay, so other plans. So talked about my whip go board. Not my whip go board. My whip board. If you're new, this is kind of all of my whips on little magnets. And at the start of the year, all of the whips that I had, I kind of gave them a goal. So each 2 weeks as I film, I choose one to work on. I work on it for the 2 weeks. If I hit the goal, it gets, well, I work on it for 2 weeks. When I work on it, I push it over to one side. And then if I hit the goal, I turn it upside down. So then everything will get worked on. Once everything is worked on, pushed to the side, everything that is the right side up that's not hit the goal yet, I'll move back and we start again. So, this is all new. I kind of sorted things out. So, because like Fems and Fungi is a whip, but it's kind of, I'm doing it every week, but it's just got a little, it's got a little magnet, so when I'm finished it and I want to replace it with a different whip, I can. Kind of same with Quakey EPP, and the ink circles round robin. There's just a lot going on here. I've made some progress. I need to stop and think about it and then do the rest of the work. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of where I am. So we've got some projects here. This one's Serbian proverb. This hasn't started yet. They're just there for the future. So what I do, I roll my D20 dice and we go and we count until we get to a project. So let's see. Oh, number 3. 1, 2, 3. This is Gather here from Hello from Liz Matthews. I need to get to 75%. I don't know where I am on it at the moment, but we shall push it across. We'll get that out and we'll be working on that for the next 2 weeks. I just had to go answer the door. I'm getting interrupted a lot. But I think I'm kind of done. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out the rest of my plans, kind of trajectory that some of these whips are going on. Apart from that, life, not much going on. Not too tumultuous here at the Tribe household. So I'm going to tidy up. I'm going to get back to work. And I will see you next time. Love you, bye.